Hi, I'm Adam Ferry. I'm an occupational therapist, and today I'm going to be talking about our use of research. Supporting our clinical reasoning with a robust evidence base is really important. And often when we're having discussions with other occupational therapists, we talk about the use of research within our practice. And it's quite a challenge sometimes because there isn't an awful lot of occupational therapy or specific occupation-based research that we often feel we can apply to our practice. So the first point I want to make is get involved in research. Anybody can do research. If there's a particular area of interest, have a look at how you can manage a project. Do that yourself. But often as occupational therapists, we feel we base things on experience. So things are experiential and qualitative rather than quantitative, as some commissioners might like from a research perspective. But I think it's really important for us to understand and know what is out there, what research has been done within an area of work that we're currently working in, and how do we use that research to help formulate our clinical reasoning and make it even more robust, and I'm sure it was beforehand. In this particular session, what I want to have a look at is bathing-related research. So what do we know about research that's out there, and probably more importantly, how do we use it and apply it? Well, I know from investigation that I've done and parts of other bits of work that there is quite a lot of research around areas such as bathing and sleep. So for example, Murphy and Kanda in 97 and 99 did a large research study which looked at how bathing, showering, and doing neither of those two things improved or didn't the quality of sleep. And both those research studies showed that from a qualitative data and from a physiological perspective, so for things like heart rate, blood pressure, REM, muscle control, muscle movement, for all those aspects that they pulled together. But the qualitative data was the most important that they used. They identified that the group who bathed had a better sleep than those who showered or did nothing. And it's really important that we read studies like that to understand why that was the case, so that we can use that evidence to support our recommendations for bathing in the future, should that be appropriate. What I also know, based on my own research, is that the University of Texas in 2019 collated thousands of research studies based on not just bathing, but water and sleep, so warm water and sleep, and determined that actually they could be very specific about the benefits of bathing and sleep. So they were able to say when you should bathe before you go to bed, what temperature the water should be, and why that works. And it's actually because of the circadian process and an increase in core body temperature, which then creates a more rapid drop in body temperature when the person gets out of the bath. Now, we're not going to go into the minute details of that research here, but it's really important that you're aware of those sorts of things, because now you can go and look for them and see how you apply them to your practice. What's then interesting is that if we accept those research studies around bathing and sleep, and then we look at the research about sleep and other areas of well-being, such as mental health, such as play, such as behavior, such as education, there is a vast amount of research readily available and freely available that support sleep and those other areas of our life in a positive sense. So if we know that something like bathing supports sleep from the research that we found, and then we know that sleep or quality sleep has a good long-term impact on our children's education, on our mental health and well-being, on our posture, on our behaviors, then we can then use the original research about bathing and sleep and the follow-up research around sleep and long-term health and well-being to formulate a robust plan around recommendations such as bathing, if bathing is the way you're moving forward. There's growing evidence around an area called balneotherapy, and balneotherapy is about the therapy and the treatment of ailments in water, and there's a lot, the research focuses predominantly on rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, but it's out there. So if you're working with a client with rheumatoid or osteoarthritis and you're considering the benefits of bathing, then search up the term, have a look, see what research is available. I've seen it, and I've seen what they present as the benefits. Once you know what the benefits are, you can apply that as part of your clinical reasoning process to demonstrate that you have a robust evidence base to justify and validate your recommendations for your client. I think ultimately with research, it's really important that we ensure we take time to do our own research, not only from trials, but on the internet, so that we're aware that what we're saying, what we're recommending is actually the best thing for our client. I think it's something that I certainly haven't been as good at as I could have been in the past. But now I make sure that when I'm justifying a decision, I'm checking to see whether what I'm saying is truly valid, whether there are any contraindications to what I'm recommending based on research. Being researchers or involved in research or looking up research to use as part of our clinical reasoning might not be something that is instinctive to occupational therapists. It might feel sometimes a little outside of our comfort zone. It's certainly, however, something we need to develop moving forward to ensure that our clinical reasoning is robust and our recommendations are evidence-based. Thank you for listening.